All right, we got a lot to get to. We got a lot to talk about. People are talking about tariffs. I feel like we should have a sexy tariff song to make it more interesting. Come up with one, Spike.
Sure.
Immediately. Go. Tariffs.
I'm
Sexy
bringing
song.
tariffs back.
That's pretty good. Yeah, straight off. It's pretty good.
Those other countries don't know how to act.
China don't know how to act, yeah.
Can we
Can
we get a musical bed for this? Do we have a... Oh, Andrew's busy.
Quick, an instrumental of Sexy Back.
Gotta do it as Trump. And bringing
Can you
tariffs
get an
back.
instrumental of Sexy Back? The Justin Timberlake song from JT. Some people know him as JT.
His friends. I'm not allowed to call him that.
Or Timberlake. He's not Timberland, is he? No, that's a different
That's a different guy.
altogether. Different guy.
I just know the boots.
I think he's very different than Timberland, actually. Justin Timberlake song, I want to say 2007. Is that right? Just as instrumental only? All right, so this is a song about tariffs. Let's bring it back to the... All right, Spike, work your way into it. I don't want to put you on the spot. Is this putting you on the spot?
A little bit.
Let's not do that.
I don't even know. Yeah, we'll workshop this.
We're going to work on some lyrics. We're going to come back.
Because apparently this tariff stories aren't going away anytime soon.
They're not going away anytime
That's what
soon.
I'm hearing.
Yeah. Amazon was going to do something interesting, though. They were going to put a little notation next to their items that they sell. Because Amazon is like the largest marketplace in the world. They sell more than anybody. They have their own Amazon Prime Day where they sell billions and billions and billions of dollars worth of product.
They drive the global economy. Absolutely.
Drive the global economy. Everybody's talking about them. And so Amazon was going to put this little, according to the story in Punchbowl News, Amazon was going to be putting this little notice next to their products that are going to be seeing an increase in prices due to tariffs. And the Trump administration apparently took umbrage with that. It's a cool word. Look it up. They were going to they had a problem with that. And so they addressed it. Carolyn Levitt addressed it at the White House press
the briefing room. Yep.
Briefing room. She said this about it.
I just got off the phone with the president about Amazon's announcement. This is a hostile and political act by Amazon. Why didn't Amazon do this when the Biden administration hiked inflation to the highest level in 40 years? And I would also add that it's not a surprise because, as Reuters recently wrote, Amazon has partnered with a Chinese propaganda arm. So this is another reason why Americans should buy American. It's another reason why we are onshoring critical supply chains here at home to shore up our own critical supply chain and boost our own manufacturing here.
Is Jeff Bezos still a Trump supporter?
Look, I will not speak.
You call him Jeff Bezos?
He did.
It's like
I left that in on purpose because it was so weird.
Who are you letting in the press room? First off, welcome back from your coma. We're glad you're awake.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 21st century.
Bezos.
Second richest man in the world.
I think we know who Jeff Bezos is, right?
Leave it to Bezos. Wasn't that a great TV show?
Jeff Bezos.
To the president.
He's literally reading the name like as he's saying it. He's never heard the name Jeff Bezos before. It's Jeff Bezos.
It's relationships with Jeff Bezos, but I will tell
She corrected him.
Bezos.
Yeah,
Say it with me.
Bezos, you dum-dum.
you that this is certainly a hostile and political action by Amazon.
Trump claims, this is the scuttlebutt. Good word, look it up. Trump claims that he had a conversation with Jeff Bezos.
No, with Bezos.
Oh, Bezos.
That's where the confusion falls.
Called the wrong guy?
Yeah, he called the wrong guy.
Listen here, Bezos. So he calls up Jeff.
Jeff. We'll just call him Jeff.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Calls up, I call him Jay. He called up JB.
JB.
I call him JB. Nice. I called up JB. No, Trump did, not me.
Trump called up
JB, and he said, listen, we got to scrap this plan. This is not good. People aren't going to like it.
I said, listen here, cue ball. I said to him.
This
He's
is
a
what?
boss.
Oh, cue ball.
Yeah.
Because of his bald head.
Right. Okay, so like
Let me play Trump's thing first.
Sure,
yeah.
and
then we'll talk about it.
Great. Jeff Bezos was very nice. He was terrific. He solved the problem very quickly. And he did the right thing, and he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He's one of the best in the world.
So
people
here,
love him.
see, people are saying he's fabulous.
People are saying.
Here's how this thing the timeline it all played out. Someone at Amazon, not Jeff Bezos, had proposed that on their Amazon haul, which little subpage at Amazon, it's where their super low priced items are, their Chinese imported prices are.
China.
It's China. It's made to directly compete with Temu. Mm-hmm. Temu's the Chinese app import site where you can buy incredibly inexpensive Chinese-made products directly from China. And so they've put on an import charge on their website.
Yeah,
so
Temu has a big charge.
Temu went in there and showed you, because they're Chinese-based, they want America to realize, or to at least, they want America to think and to be informed that the reason the products have more than doubled in price on Temu is because of the import tariff charge President Trump has enacted since Liberation Day.
Sure, which is what, 125%?
145 for China. It may have gone down. That's the thing. It's so fluid. We don't really know. There was an example given on Temu where $35 for 2 shirts from Temu.
I have it right here.
Are now what, $70-some?
Well, here it is for 3 pairs of men's athletic shorts.
Okay,
but again, none of them will probably fit you, but whatever.
Yeah,
$23.61 with free shipping. Came to $56.36 after a $32.75 import
charge, right?
According to NBC, who reviewed the product listing.
So somebody at Amazon who does Amazon Haul had proposed that they put a tariff charge clearly labeled for customers to see where for the transparency where all the charges were coming from. That story was mentioned in the White House briefing room. The president's press secretary addressed it. President Trump then called JB.
Get Bezos on the phone.
And they had a good conversation. And Amazon says that was never approved. Was never intended for a site-wide Amazon.
Clearly, they got the message.
They got the message.
Yeah, I don't have a problem, for the record, with them putting a thing on their site. What I'm interested in, though, is if I were Amazon, and I'm not, obviously. But if I were Amazon, I wouldn't necessarily want to be highlighting how many of my products were coming from China. You know what I mean?
I'm with you there.
I do appreciate American-made products. This actually just happened to me the other day. Tariffs are tough. If they raise the price on things, that sucks. But it has made me I'm interested in what your reaction to them has been. Has it made you more aware of the products that you are purchasing? Because I can tell you that I definitely have been. In the past, I wouldn't have really thought a ton about buying a Chinese product versus an American product.
Same.
It's always going to be cheaper to get it from China.
Yeah.
Because they're able to produce it at levels that we just cannot produce it at here in America at the moment. Yeah. Hopefully that will change and America can start producing stuff because we can, get our manufacturing back online in a way that we haven't in a long time.
It's a long haul prospect, but I'm with you there.
But
sure.
It has made me more aware of the products that I'm choosing to bring into my life and into my house. And certainly my wife was already very aware of this. No toys in the house are going to be from Chinese companies if she can avoid it. Because
if she can avoid it and she can afford it.
If you can afford it, or the clothes you're putting on.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of these videos where they go around and they do some of these products and they test for lead?
Yes.
Scared the heck out of me.
We've been aware of that in my house as well. My wife's very, very conscious about that.
You've got to be aware of these things, or the dishes that you're buying, or all of this stuff that you think, these food surface things that you're eating off of all the time. If they're coming from a country where you don't know what their manufacturing process is.
Right, with the regulatory practices.
Regulatory practices, to say nothing of if you morally have an objection to the way that they treat their workers.
Right, that's another issue completely.
These are all things that I'm paying more attention to. So the other day, this is not a perfect example, but it is an example. As a gift, my wife got me, you ever drink cocktail? You're not a drinker anymore.
No,
Laura, you drink.
What'd you get?
But you drink wine.
Laura's
a
white wine person.
Laura, up here.
I do drink. I drink wine and I drink cocktails.
Somebody asked if she drinks.
Yeah.
She drinks. No, not excessively. I'm not suggesting anything. But I do enjoy a cocktail from now and again. Sometimes in excess. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm in the safety of my own house. I'm not driving.
What'd your wife bring in?
So my wife got me a smoker for cocktails. Have you guys ever had these?
Oh, yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. Elevates. I like an old fashioned a lot.
Okay.
I like to make a nice old fashioned. I like to put a good cherry in it.
Nice.
I like to really make it a thing. I have all my bitters and all the things. And I feel special holding that.
You should.
Cup. And I like it.
Care and attention went into that for you.
And I told her, I said, sweetie, I would love to get this smoker. This would be really cool. And so she orders me the smoker. And then I get it, and I see on the side of the box, this is made in China. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? This smoker requires that I take a little butane torch and do it straight down into this thing. So it ignites little hickory wood chips and sends the smoke down into my drink. Where is that product being made? I'm now literally lighting it on fire and shoving it into a drink that's directly going to go into my body.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, I don't know if I completely trust this process. So I'm going to send it back and I'm going to order an American-made one where I know that they're manufacturing in the country. That's the thing that I made for myself. It's 3 times the price.
I was going to ask.
Yeah.
How much?
It was 3 times the price. But
you mind if I ask what the original price was from China?
From China, the original. It was $15.
Okay, yeah, and you're looking at close to $50.
Now it's close to $50.
Yeah, for the American product. Sure.
I am now. I'm paying a little bit more for it, but it's an American-made product that I feel like I'm happy to support. It's a local person who's building it themselves. I know where that manufacturing is happening.
Sure.
I'm I'm not morally worried about what they're doing to their workers and some of
Right.
the factories where they're producing these things.
Ironic of the Great Smoky Mountains where it's made. How ironic.
Tariffs are tough.
Tariffs are tough.
And it's a tough conversation, but there is a flip side of this where it's like, does it change the way our spending habits? And then down the road, does that make things more affordable? At least that's what I think. You might feel differently about it, but that is one of the things that I've been factoring in, thinking about this.
Well, it's a very complex question and a very complex issue and problem facing most Americans. You know, I wish I could afford to buy American across the board.
For your cocktails?
Smokers, or anything. I mean, anything.
Yeah.
You know, my wife has taken great pains in our lives to make sure that we don't buy, you know, I don't want to say third world in a pejorative sense, but literally when you buy most clothing, it's made in Bangladesh or it's made in China. And you don't know the regulatory issues facing it, the labor issues facing these things.
The labor issues are frightening.
But families, mine included, and a lot of people have it far worse than we do from an economic standpoint. They can't afford to buy American. They can't afford to take the financial hit of being patriotic and buying American and eschewing. Is that right? Eschewing the
Eschewing. Sure, whatever you want to say.
Avoiding Chinese-made goods.
Bezos doesn't
right.
matter.
Most people can't afford the luxury of buying domestic, and it's going to take a long time for production to come to America that meets the supply and demand requirements of the U.S. buying economy.
I don't know how long it takes to get our manufacturing online.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about building plants, firing. And are there enough workers to bring back
Certainly
this production America? No,
Yes.
there's not.
Yeah.
There's not. Unemployment's almost, it was at an all-time low. There's not a lot of factory workers in this country left.
But I don't think unemployment. And again, this is probably a wonkier conversation.
Yeah, it's much wonkier.
But
I agree.
I think we have the people who could do the jobs if the jobs are there and they're good paying jobs.
If they're
and
there
they want to do
good
the jobs. There's
Yeah.
people who are available to do it. There's a lot of young people who are just starting out. That'd be a great manufacturing job for them. It gets them into an industry that's interesting, textiles or something.
Yeah.
That could be very interesting.
A lot of people don't. But the idea of standing at an assembly line all day.
Well, you're thinking of like turn of the century stuff. I'm saying like the new way that they would manufacture some of these things.
3 guys watching robots.
I think could be very exciting.
Could be.
It could be. There could be some high paying jobs.
There could be.
There could be actual
I'm
careers
optimistic
for
as well.
people.
Yeah.